Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be working on getting the large rover and a bunch of scrap. So as you can probably see by the little crafting platform, I have gotten a lot of chips while I was not recording, just because it can take a while to get them. I made sure to get enough for all the rovers because you can have a max length of 4. So I made sure to get 8 because each large rover takes 2. Now they also take aluminum alloy, which is not too hard to make, and one other resource that I forgot. Oh yeah, rubber. Both of those are not too hard to make. Now I had accidentally gotten a little bit too much copper, but that's not an issue. Because I needed to get aluminum, but I got copper instead. Now I accidentally put one of these pieces of scrap on the floor instead of on the rocket ship. So that just means I'll have to send it off for another trip. And now I'm sending off the Defiant piece of scrap to go get me some more laterite to get some more aluminum. And I'm also scrapping these down so I can get some more scrap so I can trade for more stuff in the future. Now while I'm busy collecting all the materials to be able to get the large rovers, I will tell you about a trip I am taking in about a week. I will be going to Thailand on Monday for 2 weeks. I'm going to try to either give you a lot of content to watch while I'm gone, or I'm going to have them upload while I'm gone, because that's something you can do with YouTube. So I'm going to try to make sure that you guys have content to watch, but if it's not quite enough, it's because I was preparing for the trip and doing all that. Now, as you probably saw by the blueprint, these things are massive. There is one size smaller of rover that I decided to skip. I normally skip it and go straight to the large rover, just because I think the large rovers are much better, and I don't think it's worth getting the medium if you can just work with the tractor. If you're wondering about the popping sound, it's just a little toy I'm messing with right now. And now I'm going off to get some resin because I know that I don't have enough. So whenever I go out looking for resin, I naturally end up finding the smallest resin pocket in the entire solar system. So I come over here because this one is a much better pocket. So now I'm crafting all the rubber because that is the other resource that the large rovers take. Thankfully, rubber is very cheap to craft. And now we have the large rovers. So the large rovers do also take power. They take more than the tractor, but it's still a manageable amount. So I hook them up to the base because they also have batteries in them. As you can see by the little battery signs on the side, they have quite a lot of battery. Now I take this rover seat, I go to put it on the large rover because you need one to drive it. Then I'm also going to get a QRTG on it because the large rovers take 1 power per second. But before I do that, I'm going to get myself another work light for my backpack. Now I was about to craft a bunch more storage for it, but then I realized I could just take the storage I already had and then use that because I wasn't going to be using the one on the tractor anymore because I wasn't going to be using the tractor. And the one that was just lying on the ground I wasn't using in the first place anyways. Now on the second large rover, I end up doing something that I have not done before. You'll see it in just a minute. Now here I'm basically just saluting the tractor. So I have put a scrapper on these large rovers before, but something I have not done before is put a trade platform on them. So whenever I realized I could do that, I turned straight around so I can go put the scrapper and the trade platform on here so I can get resources while I'm not even there. Now the largest size of the scrapper will take up 1 entire rover, but since this one is only half as big, I can fit both the trade platform and the scrapper on the same rover. And then I end up using the third one for storage. The first one is pretty much entirely power, and the fourth one will be used for multiple different things. Mostly later in the video it'll get filled up, but for now it'll just stay empty for a while. I decide not to put the storages on the first trailer because first off, it's going to be used for power. Second, I know that whenever you put those storage silos on the first, like right behind you, they can take up a lot of your screen and it can get kind of annoying having to move your screen over them. Now here I realize just how much power this scrapper takes, so I realize I'm going to have to get more power generation on here and also more battery. So I decided to get more than just a small battery or a bunch of small batteries on there. Instead, I decided to go straight up to the medium battery, which can hold a lot more than just the small or multiple smalls. Now here I'm trying to trade for lithium because that is one of the resources that this medium battery takes. Lithium and zinc. And you can see just how fast this shredder drains the power. Now here I'm just trying to look for more stuff to scrap so I can get more scrap. So I can get a thing of lithium. around here I was just looking for more stuff to scrap. You cannot scrap down vehicles, which is why I still have that trailer next to the mission platform or landing pad. If you could scrap those, I would have scrapped that thing a long time ago, but you can't, so I'm stuck dealing with it. Now you might see in just a second, whenever this thing fills up on scrap, if it has nowhere to put it, it will automatically put it in a storage spot on one of the other rovers. So I don't have to be concerned with having this thing stop because it's full on scrap. And now here I'm getting ready to trade for this so I can smelt it into zinc. Turns out I already had one, so idiot me decided to go ahead and get some more because I did not realize that I already had one that I could smelt into zinc. And then I start dancing around in this hole for a while. And now you'll see this one that I already had, probably somewhere around here. Yeah, I already had a zinc. It's on the right smelted platform. Now this medium battery can store, I'm pretty sure, 512 SUs, which if you weren't aware, then clearly you haven't been playing this game or paying attention. But it's the power, basically. So now I go ahead and slap that battery on the front. And then I set off to go see if I can find some stuff to scrap. And this massive hole that used to be an absolute challenge for the tractor, this thing can just drive over. Now right now I'm looking for something that I found before I started recording. However, I did not touch it. I wanted to stay away from it so I could interact with it for the video. But basically, it is a scrap city. Now here I'm just trying to see if I can pick this up and put it on the rover. Turns out I cannot. That's only with the things that store the chips. And now this is just a massive solar panel, basically. This is actually my first time interacting with one of these, because on every other base, I've been too far away from them and I've never actually ended up coming upon one. So, this is a first for me. Now here I'm just waiting for the sun to come up so this thing can activate and you'll see the battery start charging way faster whenever it starts getting sunlight. Because right now it's just charging from the QRTG. Now around here I decided to start scrapping down stuff I end up finding. Still on the lookout for that scrap city. And here it is. You can see there is a lot of scrap here, and if I had the largest scrap, like scrapper shredder, then I would be able to get about 2, 3, or 4 more scrap than what I did from here, but this will work. There ended up being some power, so I grabbed that. I threw it on the third rover, and then I got to work scrapping down all the stuff that's here. And there is also one other thing here other than scrap or anything like that. There is actually a vehicle here which is on this big platform thing. It looks kind of like a sphere with a bunch of stuff inside and with a seat. Now, for the longest time on my first world, I had no idea how to use that, but I do now. So that thing is basically like a buggy, but with even less storage, which some of you might not have even thought that was possible. So yeah, this thing has no storage, but it provides you with oxygen, and it can take you where you need to go. So now I've got it all scrapped down. I'll see you back at the base. Now while I'm scrapping down this platform, don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.